All right, welcome back to EVSwap headquarters. I'm going to do a little shop tour video today. So this is my shop. It's about 700 square feet, 24 by 24. I've got my electric 80 outside, and the first job that I'll be doing in here is replacing the steering box. I've got a nice reconditioned, rebuilt steering box here. And if you know this truck, maybe you've seen it at a car show, you've noticed there's been a little drip of fluid underneath the front axle. And it's kind of embarrassing. People always point at it and say, your truck's leaking. What's that? And I have to say, yeah, it's the power steering. So we're gonna solve that, and there's gonna be no more leaks. So you can see we've got storage over on this side. I've got my lift. I've got a nice 10,000 pound lift, so we can do some serious work in here now. We can drop out batteries from electric vehicles. We can get vehicles up on there. We can do full rebuilds, anything we need to do. We've got the 10,000 pound lift. Also, you see I got a new toolbox here. It's green because we're working on EVs, of course, and I decided it was time to upgrade my tools from some of my old crappy tools I've been using since I was 16. So I've got a nice Milwaukee ratchet set here, my Milwaukee electric ratchet. This is my #1 favorite tool of every tool I've used. I've got some impact sockets here and screwdrivers. I've got some Makita power tools here on the side. Of course, I've got my Class 0 gloves, and I've got some hammers down here, nice assortment. And I've got an insulated socket set for when I'm working on the high voltage battery. I can use these nice insulated tools. I've got some more insulated tools here, screwdrivers. I've got some crimpers, and a nice Rhino Tools crimping set here that I can use to do nice connections. I've got a nice set of gear wrenches. I try to keep them organized in here. I got metric on this side, imperial on this side, because you never know what you're working on. I've got my driver set and my drill bits here, and my pliers drawer. Over here, I've got my multimeters. So these are Klein, really nice. I've got a digital multimeter here, and then this one is where the money's at. This is an ET600. Basically what this does is it allows you to do a high voltage isolation test to make sure you have no voltage leakage from your high voltage system. So this will send out a test. You can test 125 volts, 250 volts, 500 volts, or 1,000 volts, and send it between your high voltage wires and the chassis ground, and make sure you have absolutely zero leakage. This will measure billions of ohms. So this is the key to keeping the conversion safe. So that's my toolbox. You may have already seen, but over here I've got this 1969 Land Cruiser that is ready for full restoration and EV conversion. So this is the most rust-free one I've ever seen. There's hardly any rust at all going on in here. Just a little bit of surface rust where your feet are, where the gas tank used to be, but it's just otherwise extremely clean. So I'm not sure the specs for this one yet. I'm leaning at this point to using a Tesla Model 3 drive unit and batteries, like 78 kilowatt hours. So this truck would go over 200 miles, maybe even 250 miles of range. And it would have nearly 300 horsepower. It'd be very quick. So that's what I'm leaning towards. I'm still open to options. Post down in the comments if you've got a good idea for a drivetrain for this old truck here. You can see the chassis here. I've already coated with Pour 15. And we're gonna put some axles under it soon. I've got the rest of the body panels over there in the corner. So then, of course, I got my shop vac, my power washer, my bandsaw. That's the roll bar for the Land Cruiser. Yeah, so this is the shop. This is the EVSwap headquarters, and this is where all the magic's going to happen. And we're going to convert vehicles to electric right here. It's happening. Thanks for watching.